Are you stuck with mastering your next song? Well, have no fear, I'm here to help. Welcome back to the channel. My name is TMPST and I'm a music producer from Sweden. And what we will be doing today is going through 3 different techniques of mastering a song. Because just like you, I've had a lot of issues with knowing what is the right thing when it comes to mastering. I'm a music producer. I'm not a sound engineer, and sometimes it can be difficult to know what is the right thing to do when it comes to levelings and limiters, etc., etc. So my plan for today is that we will be looking at 3 completely different ways of going about mastering a song. We will look at the homemade type of mastering when it comes to doing everything yourself. We will also look at using Ozone from Izotope as a mastering plugin. And we will be looking at the sponsor of today's video, which is called Masterchannel AI, and their fantastic way of doing everything automated. Masterchannel is an online tool that is a mastering AI. And this is not only used by normal producers like me, they actually have some really good producers using their tools to do the mastering instead of laying this out on real mastering engineers. And what is so good about this tool is that it actually delivers results just as good as if you were to send it to a mastering engineer, but for just a fraction of the cost. We will of course get into trying this out, and we will compare all of these 3 different masterings to each other to objectively look at and hear the differences between Masterchannel and the 2 other ways of using Ozone or doing it ourselves with the plugins that are required for doing a mastering. But this is a tool I highly recommend, and it's used by a lot of big names in the industry, working with everything from Dua Lipa, Jennifer Lopez, working with Tiesto, One Republic. A lot of big names are using Masterchannel when it comes to fixing their mixes. And to round it all off, Masterchannel right now has an Easter sale going on for the next days, so make sure to grab this offer before it goes away. So thank you to everyone over at Masterchannel AI for helping me and helping this channel grow even further. Let's jump into looking at the song we will be working with today and how it sounds like before we start mastering. Let's go. The song we will be working with today as a foundation for looking at these types of mastering techniques is the song that we've been working on for quite a while on this channel, which is called Epitome. And this is a baby from my first video where we did a collaboration with Production Music Live, only using their samples to make a song from scratch. If you want to see that video and how we did it, check above here for the link. And we have gone through mixing this song now, and if you want to see that, you can also look above right now, where we did a full 2-hour tutorial on how to mix from the basics of exporting the stems, taking them out to a separate environment, and focusing fully on doing the mixing. Let us now just hear quickly, what does the song sound like? We'll play a little bit of the song before we export it as one single stem, and then import it into another area so we can easily compare between the different mastering techniques that we will be using as of now. So let's start with just hearing a bit from the structure of the song as a whole. Alright, so that was just very quickly going through a little snippet of the song to hear what is it, how does it sound like, and nothing really more than that. What we will do now is to export this as a master track, so we have it as one song, and we can then import it into a new, clean, nice Ableton Live template, and we can start working on the mastering. If you want more information on how to export stems from Ableton in the correct way, look above. I'll be back with this when we're done. There we go. We have the song exported as the master stem. So we can now start working on it with the first step, which is to not use any Izotope Ozone or not send it through Masterchannel. We're going to try to master it ourselves and see what results can we get if we try to master it. And let it be known, I am nothing as a professional mixing or mastering engineer. It's just me trying to master a song. I have no education in it, so bear with me. What I will start with doing is that I will keep one track just like it is, so we can A/B test. So let's start with just duplicating this track, and we will only be working on this one. So we'll keep this off for now and during our mastering session here. And we will try to do a light master here because that is all I know how to do. We will be using my plugin structure. If you want more information on this one, you can check the link above and how to set up a better way of structuring your plugins instead of relying on the collections from Ableton. And in here, I have my effects for mixing and mastering. And what I will be using is, first of all, the AR mastering tool from Abbey Road. I absolutely love this plugin. It's amazing, and the preset settings are really good. So we're not going to make anything fancy here. We will simply go with this one from Daufenbach, and we will take the super glue option. So, a lot more clarity in the song overall, according to me at least. That's a good first step. The next one I would like to do is to add a little bit of compression and also saturation. So when it comes to saturation, let's use the Saturn II from FabFilter. And let's see what we have for settings here. I just want something easy in terms of coloring. So, I don't know, faster master, that sounds good. And let's see what that does to the song. Yeah, gives a bit of nice warmth to the song, I would say. After that, I say we go to compression. So let's go over to our lovely C2 and see if we have any good settings here for mastering. Let's see, what do we want? Well, we're doing EDM, so why not go with one of those? I don't know, Mega Mid Control. Cool, let's go with that. Let's just make a quick and dirty mastering here, because I know that this will be the worst one anyways. Good, so we have had some EQing, we have done some saturation, we've compressed the full song together. I'd also like to go into mixing mastering again and adding fresh air. This is a free plugin from Slate Digital, which is really good. I use this one a lot. I really like the sound that it gives. And we can go with the mix bus polish and see what we're getting. Cool. I like how it gives a more crisp feeling to the upper frequencies in the song. Let's just do now an A/B test between the completely unmastered version and what we've done so far. So, to be honest, that's to me quite a big difference in terms of clarity and quality in the song. So we've literally been doing this for like 5 minutes, and I would say I'm happy with that. If I go in and tweak more than this, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it better or worse, because I'm not good as a mastering engineer, so I'm not going to take any type of credit for being that. So the last thing I would do on this is to just slap on a limiter. So we'll take the Pro L2 from FabFilter and see what we have in terms of limiting. So let's look at the loud limiting for EDM. So let's go with transient extra and see how that sounds. And just A/B copy this with the other one, which is aggressive and tight, and see what the difference would be between them. Yeah, I like the aggressive and tight option more than the transient extra one. So now that we have which setting for the limiter that we want to use, let's raise up the gain to the point where we are at the top but not clipping too much. So let's go to the more busy part of the song and raise the limiter to the maximum point we want it to be at. So one thing that we heard now that we jumped to the more busy part of the song is that there's way too much of the high end in the song. So I'm thinking that we'll just play that part again and remove the fresh air and see what difference that will make. Yeah, I think the fresh air is giving too much into the song here right now. So I'm thinking we'll have to dial this down a bit. I like the mid-air more than the high air. So I'm thinking that we would take this down to like 5% instead. And let's see now. Yeah, I like that more. That is better. Okay, so we now have a limiter on as well. So let's just also add on our little spectrum visualizer from Ableton to look at the spectral of the song. What we can see is that we had quite a lot of information below where we want it to be. Like everything below 20 Hertz is practically not needed. So as a final step, before the limiter, let's also add the Pro Q3 from FabFilter and take away a bit of that, which will only make it muddy. So let's do a brick wall down at 15 Hertz, just to take away everything that sub-frequencies, which are not needed for this case. And lastly, before moving on to our second attempt at mastering, which will be with Ozone and Izotope, I want to also just add on the Insight 2 plugin from Izotope, which gives you a bit of information about the song in general, in terms of loudness, LUFS, and also peaking, etc. So let's play it from the drop and just see what we're getting in terms of loudness on the master. Okay, 13 LUFS is okay to me. I have a goal of around 14 LUFS, so I think we're fine. That should be good enough. So now let's do a final A/B test without the limiter on, just to compare between the unmastered version of Epitome and the mastered one, because we want to be able to hear the differences and not just the loudness that we've added with the limiter, as a final step, and then we'll move on to step 2 of this song. So for not being a mastering engineer, I'm actually quite happy with the outcome of that. But let's move on to our next one, which is using Ozone as the mastering smart plugin, and see what results we get. Moving on to the next part of our mastering. Now we will duplicate the first track once more, and we will name this Izotope Mastering. So we'll also take that one away, and we'll only have this one active. We now have the foundation once more, nothing on, and what we will do is that we will go into our plugin structure and the mixing mastering, and we will put on Ozone. So this is quite a cool plugin that is like also a smart mastering suite. So this has everything that you might need when it comes to EQs, exciters, limiters. Can also do some nice things with rebalancing of the entire song. If you're, for example, a master engineer that receives a full mix and not just individual stems, then it can help you to rebalance things in a way that might be quite useful. So what we will do is that we're just going to use this straight as it is and run the song through it and see what type of output we're getting. So what you do is that you go to Master Assistant, and here it will ask you some questions about what it is you're going for. Is it a more vintage sound or is it a more modern? And of course, we're doing house, so here it will be the modern sound. In terms of intensity, let's keep it at medium as it recommends. And we have the destination for streaming. So now we will just put it on, and it wants you to play some audio. So we'll kick it off where we have the loudest part of our track. Okay, so now Ozone has done what it feels should be done. Let us just now quickly compare them between the master that we did. And for that, let's put on the limiter once more. So we have the same type of loudness levels. And just switch between these and see the differences in terms of sound and engineering. So let's begin with Ozone and then we'll switch over to our mastering from before. That's very interesting to see because I feel it's an extreme difference between the two. I feel that the Ozone one is a bit more bland, to be honest. And it's also the high frequencies and the higher spectrum of the song doesn't come out in the same way as I feel that it is doing in the mastering that we did before. It will be interesting to hear now with the third layer, which will be that we will send the same song through to Masterchannel, and then we will incorporate it into this Ableton project, and we can then A/B/C test between all of the three different ones. So let's go into the next step of this video. Time for what I think will be the best of these three options when it comes to mastering. We're going to go into masterchannel.ai. Masterchannel.ai. And this will be very easy because what you do is that basically you go on the button Master Now and we drop in the mix. And here you need it to be, as they say, .wav or .aiff or .flac. So we have the unmastered track that we exported in the beginning of this video. We'll just drag that in. And now Masterchannel will basically do everything themselves. And this usually takes like 6-7 minutes. So let us just wait and let it do its thing, and then we will be back once these 8 minutes are done. So it's been a couple of minutes and the mastering is now done from Masterchannel. So you also get, after it's done, this before and after, so you can listen to what has it actually done. So let's just look at that quickly before we export the master. So this was before. And then after. It is one heck of a difference, I'll tell you that. And then we can see what they have done here. So EQ enhancement, dynamic saturation, imaging, loudness, optimizing for different speakers. I think that's very interesting. I would love to hear some more about how they do that and also how to know how to do that. But let's go ahead. Let's download the master so we can upload it into our Ableton project here. So what we'll do is that we'll once more just copy this one. That is the unmastered track. We will rename this to Masterchannel and we'll remove the old one and upload the mastered version. So what we now can do is to just go A, B, C between these different masters that we've done. Our own one, the Ozone version, and now the Masterchannel version. So let's run through the song and just compare between both the unmastered version that we began today with and then the three ones that we've gone through today. So let's go ahead and do that. Very interesting. Like, these are three completely different tracks after this master. The spontaneous feelings I have is that the Ozone version was the worst one. It wasn't bad, but I feel that the other two were better in terms of clarity. I feel that Masterchannel absolutely brought out the punch the most in the song. One thing I would change after listening to the master from Masterchannel is that the snare is hitting way too much through the song. And I think I would go back to the mixing and fix that before I resend it into Masterchannel. I feel that mine is more, it has more clarity in the highs than the Masterchannel one has, but it feels like the Masterchannel one is more glued together and sounds like more of a whole song. My own master feels a bit empty and just weak, while the Masterchannel one brings out a very like face front and hard-hitting song. So just ranking these three, I would absolutely put Masterchannel as the best version of these three masters that we've done today. Actually, I think mine will come second, if we can be a bit good about ourselves. And I would put Ozone as the third one. And let's have that as a disclaimer that the Ozone one was only like the bottom foundation that they say this is a good starting point for the mastering. After that, you can go in and tweak more, of course, and add things in the Ozone master. This was more as a comparison test. So we could have gone further and worked more on the Ozone version than we actually did. But from where we're standing right here and right now, I feel that Masterchannel definitely took the prize in mastering the Epitome song that we've done now on this channel. So I would say that is it for today. Thank you so much for following along on this journey. I would love to hear in the comments below, what was your favorite of these three masters? Which one do you think gave the best result and the best bang for the bucks for this song? So thank you for watching. Please leave a like or a comment if you want, and follow me for more videos like this. Have a good one.